Okay, so the second soup we're going to be making today is the vegan lentil soup that we talked about earlier. Little Flower right here is going to be helping me. She has the spoon and I have the olive oil. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil in our Instant Pot. And then we're going to hit that saute button. Mine is set for 30 minutes. We're really not going to need that whole time. But olive oil in the Instant Pot set to saute. We're going to let that heat up for just a few seconds. There he goes.
All right.
So while that's heating up, I'm going to tell you about our ingredients. Can you see these, little bear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a stalk of celery peeled and then diced up. I have about 2 carrots peeled and then diced up. And I have 1 small onion peeled and diced up. And then here in my teeny tiny corner, I have 2 little garlic cloves that I've also peeled and just chopped. Okay, so with that being said, thank you, ma'am. All of these guys, onions and garlic first, going in. Make sure it's nice and hot. Doesn't sound too hot to me yet, but it'll get there. So it's okay if everybody goes in. I'm just gonna scrape everybody into the pool. Go in, my friends, you're gonna be delicious. Can you stir for me, ma'am? Thank you.
This looks yummy. I'm gonna show them what it looks like inside.
Okay, so here, Little Bear showing you a shot of inside the Instant Pot. You can hear it starting to sizzle a little bit now. But we're gonna go ahead and stir up those vegetables so everybody's mixed. Can you hold that for me? Yep. Thank you. We're gonna put a little pinch of salt, maybe like a half a teaspoon going in, and a little bit of pepper. And you just got a shot of my kitchen ceiling. Great job, dude.
Looks
All
nice.
Right. Go ahead and stir it up.
Alrighty. I sneezed in the pot. Alright, here we go.
Put it down. Too much. I'll take over. Thank you.
No problem.
So with the Instant Pot, you always have to be careful. You want to make sure that it's plugged in, that you're on a surface that's steady. And we're going to make sure that we're going to set our lid to sealing. I don't know if you can see that. Sealing and venting. You want it set to sealing.
A little closer, maybe.
You want it set to sealing when we put that lid on. And you can definitely hear our veggies going now. It's just a little hissing going on in the pot. Okay, so now you can hear our veggies are really going. You can probably see the steam going here. I'm going to tip this a little so you can see.
Woohoo!
All our veggies
Look at
are
all
getting...
the smoke coming out of the top. That's what we want.
So now all of our veggies are getting nice and soft. It's on high saute in here. You can smell them. They smell delicious, and they're getting very fragrant and translucent. The onions are getting nice and translucent. The garlic has such a nice smell to it. And those carrots are really going to bring a sweetness to this lentil soup. So our next thing that we're going to do right here is I have 2 cups of lentils, green lentils, that I've rinsed and picked through to make sure there are no little pebbles. Sometimes they make it in there. Oh, looks like I did miss one. So we go ahead and rinse those and just make sure that everybody's nice and playing friendly and that there's no hard things in there to chip our teeth. And those are going to go in and we're going to give them a quick stir. And all you have to do is rinse them. You don't have to soak lentils. That's the beauty of it. We're just going to give them a quick stir around in there. And then here I have just under 8 cups of veggie broth. About 7 cups going in. I'm going to add another cup of just water. Just to top it off. Now, I'm going to move this camera real quick so you can see, but it's not quite to the halfway mark, and that's okay. So what we're going to do now is we are going to make sure that our lid rim is completely free of any liquid because we want to make sure that we're not sealing in properly. So everything's cleaned up. We are going to set our lid on top. Here it go. We're going to close the lid. We are going to hit cancel because we don't want to saute anymore. Now we're going to pressure cook. We're going to hit pressure cook, and we are going to set the time to 10 minutes on high pressure. Make sure that your vent is on sealing. You don't want this on venting. It could be really bad if you do. So make sure it's sealed and then just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let it cook and then let the pressure naturally release from this. That's how your lentils are going to be nice and done and beautifully soft on the inside with just a little bite to them. So we're going to go ahead and let this cook, and then we'll see you back when it's done. So our Instant Pot just finished. Here it is. We're going to let it naturally release, which means we're not going to touch anything up top. We're just going to let the steam escape and let it cool on its own, and then we'll check out what's inside. Okay, so we've let it release naturally, and I turned it off, and the way that you can tell that the pressure has released is, I don't know if you can see, that tiny little button right there has popped back down. That silver button right next to the vent has popped down. So it is now safe to open our Instant Pot. Ding, ding, ding. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, beautiful. Okay. I'm going to show you what it looks like in here. It's going to get steamy for a moment. There are our beautiful lentils. And it's a little bit of a soupy kind of stew here. So I like my lentils kind of soupy. You can use less water if you prefer, but we prefer it to be a little soupy. And then what I do is, as I serve it, I put it into a bowl and squeeze a little bit of lemon. You can also add kale, spinach, cabbage if you prefer. My kids tend to eat it plain by itself with Parmesan cheese. That kind of takes it to the vegetarian level because right now it's vegan. There's absolutely no animal product in this at all. So I am safe to eat this because this is what I can have. And then it tastes delicious with cheese. My kids prefer it that way. I prefer it with the lemon, and I will probably add some spinach or cabbage to mine as well. And I just do it shredded up from the fridge. I put that in the bowl first and then serve it with the lentils on top. But we're not quite ready for the soup yet, so I'm gonna leave it to stay on warm and enjoy it later. But there you have it. It literally was like 15 minutes from prep to pot, and then however long it took to release the steam, which was probably another 10 to 15 minutes naturally, but then you can enjoy it. So there it goes. So here we have the finished bowl. There's some spinach down in there. I just poured some of the lentils and spooned them over top, and here goes my half a lemon. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the juice. And some yummy bread. Lunch is served.